This is going to be a quick video to show you how to create a Mastery Manager assessment for curriculum development. So you're going to log into Mastery Manager, and your screen is going to look somewhat similar to this. You're going to click on Assessments at the top of the page. And yours is likely going to look like this, with different assessments listed or none listed at all. You're going to click on Create Assessment next to this green plus sign. Then we are going to use our naming conventions, which I think I have right here. So essentially this is the name, sort of the template name that I'm going to copy and paste, but you can see all the pieces here, so you can pause the video and take a closer look at that if you need to. I'm just going to cut and paste that here, and specifically we've got it's a district assessment, it's math, it's in the 16-17 school year. For this one in particular, we're going to be doing, we'll do an algebra assessment. Algebra 1, and we're going to call it Chapter 1, and this one's going to be the pre-module assessment. This particular assessment, and I'm making this up, but we're going to say that there are maybe 8 multiple choice and 6 performance events. We're going to assign that to our algebra courses. We can find them. So we'll assign them to all of Algebra AB and all of our algebra sections at the middle school. And the way I selected 2 is I selected, you can select 1 and then you hold Control and click on the other one, and now you'll see they are both selected. If you just click on one and then click on another one, it'll deselect the first one that you've clicked on. We're going to assign that to, we're going to leave the building blank, which means it'll be for everyone, but you could also assign it to York Community High School, Sandburg, Churchville, and Bryan is another way you could do it, because it's only going to be at the middle schools and the high school. Grade level, we're not going to select a grade because it's for multiple grades. Subject is going to be mathematics. Notice there's 2 listed. I always choose the first one. Department, it's math. And that is all we are going to touch. Everything else we're going to leave the same. We're going to hit save. And that's going to take us to this page, which shows all the things we've just selected. We're going to click on Answer Key Layout, and this is where you can organize the different events. You've got the multiple choice events, performance events. You can change the labels for the multiple choice. You can change the number of bubbles. You can use this box up here to change all of the multiple choice questions, or all of a specific range of questions. You can change the bubbles, you can change the labels, you can skip labels, all sorts of other things. Make true, false, whatever you like. To adjust the performance events, we're going to go to the weights link up here. And we can change how much each one of these multiple choice questions is worth. We can also change the weighting of the performance events, so we can make each performance event, maybe the first one is going to be worth 5 points, and the second one maybe is worth 3 points, so on and so forth. You can change the increments, so if you want each one to have half points, you can change the increment to 0.5. If you want only full points, so like for instance with the half point, I could assign, when I'm grading this, I could assign a 3 or a 3.5 or a 4 or a 5 or a 1.5. But if I assign the increment to 1, then this question I can only give 1, 2, or 3. So it's going to depend on how you assess each one of those performance questions. You can add descriptions too, but I don't know if that's really necessary. Anything you change, you're going to want to save. Standards section is where you can add standards. So this is where you align standards to it, to your test. So we're going to click on Common Core Math. For this one, since it's algebra, you're likely going to have to select multiples of these to find them. It's going to depend on what the standards are, and you'll know based on what the standards, the symbolic representation of the standards. So if it's an NS, or if it's an algebra, or if it's a statistics, or if it's a modeling, and so on and so forth. You can click on those, and all this does is then when you click View, it shows you those standards below here. So what we might do is we say, okay, this standard is the one that's aligned to question 1. Then we click Save. Maybe question 2 is aligned to both of these standards, so we'll click both standards, then we'll click question 2, we'll click Save. Maybe question 3 and 4 are both aligned to all 3 of these standards, so if we would click the 3 standards, click both these questions, click Save. You can always click the Review Remove Standards button to see here are the different questions, and each question is listed for each time it's aligned to a standard, so here are each standard aligned to the questions. You can bulk remove all of them. You can create cut scores where it shows for each standard it'll give you like the levels, and then you can do cut scores. We're going to leave those as is for now. That is basically all you need to do. Once you've changed each thing, you're going to click Save, and then at this point this one is finished, and that's how you make an assessment in a Mastery Manager. To print them, you're going to click on Forms, and you can select different ways of printing. You can always generate the forms to preview before you actually print them. You can select, you'll probably only have options to print them for yourself. Another way you can do this, since students don't actually fill out these, teachers will be, you can actually use Input, and you'll just have your own courses up here, but you'll actually be able to input the performance events directly this way instead of filling out paper sheets. So if you prefer to do that, and I think I would, you can actually just go through and say, like, okay, each student is listed alphabetically, and you can just assign, okay, here are the questions, here are the answers that when I grade it, that's what that was the final grades. I can click Process Results, and that will actually give that student a grade, or I'm sorry, it will record that student's mastery in the system. And then once you've done that, then you can actually go in to reports and look at trends across your students and talk about those things in your PLCs, which is the whole point of putting these things into Mastery Manager in the first place. Thank you very much. That is the end.